Hi, I'm Rich Torrey. Welcome to another Level Up Cartooning. All you ever need to follow along with me is a pencil and paper. It doesn't get any easier than that, right? So we've been drawing characters from Nickelodeon's early golden years, and last week we had fun drawing some of the characters from Klasky Csupo Studios' awesome series, The Wild Thornberrys. Specifically, Eliza, her best friend and pet chimp, Darwin, and her adopted feral brother, Donnie. And based on some of the comments I've gotten, as well as my own instincts, I just couldn't move on to something else without following up with a few more of the key characters from the series. So today we'll be drawing the father, Nigel Thornberry, or as I like to call him, Old Hatchet Face, his wife Marianne, and his eldest daughter Debbie. In terms of their design, I find all of the characters in the show awesome and really fun to draw. I don't know why, but to me the style, while not exact, has just a hint of the style of the animated Beatles movie, Yellow Submarine, which one of these days we'll have to draw some of the characters from. Anyway, I really do love the amount of cartoon license or exaggeration used in the design or creating of these characters. It's really great stuff. Now before we get started, make sure you hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button as it helps this channel to grow, and hit the bell so you never miss a lesson. Alright, what do you say we get drawing from the Wild Thornberrys, Nigel, Marianne, and Debbie? We're going to draw Nigel, Marianne, and Debbie step by step, giving you the secret formula to be able to draw them again and again. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know I normally use the characters' heads to figure out how big the entire character is. In our drawing today, both Marianne and Debbie are a little over 3 heads tall. In other words, however tall their heads are, their entire bodies are just over 3 of those tall. Nigel, on the other hand, has a head so big it throws his proportions off. Nigel's about 2.5 heads tall in this image. And just as an aside, I love Nigel's legs. They look like they could barely hold up that giant head and body. Anyway, what do you say we get started drawing our roadmap for Nigel, Marianne, and Debbie from the Wild Thornberrys? Okay, so there's our roadmap for our characters from the Wild Thornberrys. Now, before we go on to step 2, I want to give you the layout of our 3 characters' simple shapes for those of you who want a screen grab. Again, just something to help you envision how to lay out your drawing. So now we're on to step 2. In this step, we do what I call roughing out the features. I want to remind you that until the 3rd and final step, you want to draw as light as possible. You'll see that I use guidelines to help me to know how to construct Nigel, Marianne, and Debbie. We don't want those guidelines in the final drawing, so you want to draw them light enough to be able to erase them easily. Okay, so let's rough out the features for our characters from the Wild Thornberrys. Okay, so there are the roughed out features of Nigel, Marianne, and Debbie Thornberry. So now with the roadmap done and the features roughed out, it's time for that final step. In step 3, we get to have fun. We get to draw in the final details of our great characters from the Wild Thornberrys. We don't have to guess where to put things because we've already done all the hard work figuring that out. As I often say, I want you to be present. And what I mean by that is you don't want to just mindlessly retrace over the lines you've already drawn. As you're drawing in those final lines, you want to be thinking about those characters and how you might improve them, staying vigilant until the very end. Okay, so let's draw in the details for Nigel, Marianne, and their daughter Debbie from the Wild Thornberrys. And that's how you do it. There you have it. Nigel Thornberry, his wife Marianne, and their eldest daughter Debbie from the awesome Klasky Csupo animated series, The Wild Thornberrys. So how do you think you did? Understand, if you've never drawn any of these characters from the Wild Thornberrys before, you can't expect to have drawn them perfectly. You notice I don't spend time coloring our 3 characters during this video because I want my lesson to focus solely on the drawing process. Now you have the secret formula, the process for drawing Nigel, Marianne, and Debbie. And with that, you can draw them again and again. And by all means, color them when you're done. I promise each time you draw them, it'll be a little better and a little easier. I also promise the more you work with me, the better you're going to get at all of your cartoon characters. So I'd love to see your drawings of our second 3 characters from the Wild Thornberrys. If you can, take a picture and post it on either Facebook or Instagram. And don't forget to include the hashtag #LevelUpCartooning. I hope you had as much fun as I did with this one. Remember to subscribe, and thanks for joining me. Until next time, keep drawing, my friends.